I've been playing SIFU on my PS4. I'm on a hiatus for making videos until I'm done with college this semester, but this is one of maybe like 2 games I'm looking forward to this year. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to play it for a bit and just try to spread the word. The reason I've been looking forward to it is because in recent years I've really gotten into collecting and watching old random martial arts movies. Not just the well-known ones like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Enter the Dragon, or Kung Fu Hustle, but also obscure stuff like Ninja Fists of Fire, 18 Fatal Strikes, Phantom Kung Fu, and Crazy Horse Intelligent Monkey. Yes, those are all real movie titles. So SIFU is right up my alley, with the only thing missing being a grainy filter on the screen and for all of the lip syncing to just be terribly off. Also, for some reason, my capture program wouldn't capture the footage at 60 FPS, so it looks a bit choppier than it actually runs. Just a heads up, it doesn't run at 30, it runs at 60. SIFU is a 3D beat 'em up with a lot more going on than I really have time to describe in depth here. But it sounds pretty simple on the surface. You have a light attack, heavy attack, block, and a dodge, and your job is to fight through groups of enemies before taking on a boss. The typical formula for beat-em-ups, really. You even have a variety of weapons that expand your moveset, like knives and bats. You have takedowns, you have throws, just all sorts of fun stuff. So the core idea of the game isn't super revolutionary, but it is pulled off wonderfully. First, the animation for this game is amazing, with your character and the enemies flowing smoothly through all sorts of different attacks. Slowclap's previous game, Absolver, also had really good choreography, but I think they stepped up their game even more for SIFU. All the different techniques and takedowns you can perform make for a very eye-catching experience just to watch. I'd really like to see someone speedrun this game, and there was never a time where I felt any of them were lacking or slowing down the pace. As you unlock more and more techniques and just improve your skills at the game, you can pull off some awesome combos while clearing out a group of opponents. Seriously, I want to see someone who's just really good at this game just like play it through all the way to the end. It would be really something to see. The combat is insanely fun and satisfying, but I feel like it comes with a pretty big disclaimer. This game is hard. Like, really, really hard. You will die quite a lot if you decide to pick up this game, and that's really just part of the experience. It's a game where you are just as vulnerable as every basic thug you beat up, so it doesn't take much to bring you down. It's not so much Jackie Chan's Super Cop, more as the Raid. When that happens, your death count increases and you lose that many years of your life. The magic charm that does this has 5 coins, which break after each increment of 10 years. When this happens, your attack is increased, but your maximum health goes down, which I can understand if some people think that's a bit unfair. You die a lot, you become easier to kill again, it can feel like an unreasonable punishment, kind of like in Dark Souls 2. That was really annoying. But that's why this is a game where you just need to practice, go through the levels over and over, especially since the age you started the level with previously is saved, so you can potentially reduce your age for the next level if you die less. It's a system that rewards you for going back and improving your knowledge and skills through repetition, kind of like actual martial arts, along with using experience points to teach yourself new fancy techniques. I really like the environmental weapon thing, that's fun. This can be insanely frustrating, especially when going against the bosses the first few times, but the satisfaction comes from dying multiple times to the same boss or the same group of enemies, only for your next run to be flawless because you know all their tricks and patterns, and learning how the evade move works. That's pretty important. That being said, there are some times where the deaths don't really feel like your fault, like if an enemy gets a lucky hit while your guard's down and you take a bunch of hits without the chance to respond, or when you're starving for health and just about to recover a bit from pulling off a takedown, only for an enemy you didn't see to jump in and ruin your streak. I feel like that's more the nature of the beast though, rather than the game itself, but it's still frustrating when that happens. It's even more frustrating to run into glitches like enemies fading through walls, disappearing from a fight completely, or getting locked into a piece of the environment, which all can soft lock your game. All of those happened to me. I even had a classic infinite loading screen that required me to manually shut off my PS4 to fix it. Those events are pretty rare, they're few and far between, but they did happen, so I figured I'd mention it. Just prepare yourself. The chances they can happen aren't likely, but they can happen like in any other game. If you're looking for a good story to go along with this, I'm assuming you haven't seen the movies that inspired this game in the first place. Some bad guy killed the main character's dad when they were a kid, so they trained for years to take down their gang one by one, all of whom have some kind of crazy magical power revealed in the second half of their boss fight. In terms of martial arts movie plots, I don't think there's a more standard plot than avenging your murdered father. I don't think there's a more standard plot in like modern fiction, which really isn't a big deal because the combat is what you're really here for, so at the very least it provides a nice bit of backdrop for what's going on. One final thing, I love this game's art style. It looks like Arcane Studios works by means of a crowdfunded indie comic you'd see read by, I don't know, Keanu Reeves or the Wu-Tang Clan. It has a very striking color palette for each level, and the museum level actually made me stop a few times just to admire the scenery. It is gorgeous. Seriously, the museum level alone is just amazing. And the first level has you playing through the hallway scene from Oldboy. They don't have a hammer, which is a missed opportunity, but it's cool that it's there. Overall, SIFU is exactly what I wanted it to be, and a bit more than I expected. Slow Clap deserves a round of applause for what they've made, a focused, specific experience that won't appeal to everyone, but will absolutely be loved by those who find it intriguing. Which is me! This game is fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I highly recommend you check it out if what I've said in this video sounds interesting to you. Fair warning, this game does cost $40 at time of writing. If that's a little bit too much for you, maybe wishlist it, wait for a sale, something like that, but definitely at least check it out to see if you might enjoy it. There's so much to this game I can't delve into in this format, but trust me, this game is great if you're looking for a challenging action game and also happen to enjoy movies with titles ranging from The 36th Chamber of Shaolin to 5 Pattern Dragon Claws, or like Swordsman with an Umbrella. That's an obscure one.